here we are.
Here we
It's
are.
three-ish months since your release and two-ish months since we finished together. And I just want to hear all about what's changed, what's new, what's different. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, well, I guess to start, I will have to kind of give a background of where I came from so I can say what's different.
Please.
Um, so, yeah, I mean, interesting part about this type of journey is that some things uh, I had hoped to change, I had hoped would change, um, which did, and then other things I had no idea would happen that happened, which
Mhm.
are is also very interesting and probably
Cool.
unique to each person. Um, So yeah, in retrospect, it's almost easier to look at the differences in retrospect than before. So uh, yeah, I mean, I had chronic congestion of the nose. I didn't even realize really how bad my breathing was through my nose, um, which caused trouble sleeping, obviously.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't even realize how bad my sleeping was.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a ton of tension in this TMJ. Um, all of the muscle, like pretty much everything here. It's just like everywhere. And in some places I didn't even realize because the tension has been there so long that I didn't even realize that it was there because it was persistent. So it just becomes like the normal way of living. Um, and yeah, all sorts of stuff. I had a tongue thrust stuff every time I swallowed. Um, I had I chewed like a cow, as you say. Had some cow chewing. Um, super sensitive teeth. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of all the things. Uh, Lots of stuff, lots of issues that some I was aware of. Like obviously, the tension to me was the initial thing that kind of got me looking for answers, especially for a singer.
Yeah.
So any extraneous tension here is not good. So I just kind of stumbled into your seminar you did,
Yeah.
tongue tie seminar, um, and I was like, whoa, this seems like something that might interest me. So I did a consultation with you. You made it seem like I was a candidate to be helped by this type of thing. So that excited me greatly because around that time, it's hard to even explain to you what a kind of ditch I was in my life
Mhm.
at that time because I had all those issues before for years and years, and it made everything way worse. And I was just like, my life feels horrible.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for it to get back to normal. It didn't seem to be happening. So I started to try to take like an active role in trying to find something that would help. Um, so I found you, luckily, praise be. And yeah, started with you, and I was immediately surprised. My idea of what would happen was it would be like a setup, like the 5 weeks would be like setting up for the surgery. Everything would occur at the surgery. Like all the differences would happen just instantaneously as soon as the surgery happened. And then the rest would just be like making sure everything's whatever.
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised that like almost right away, I already started feeling changes. So I think, yeah, right away, I think the first like week after I saw you the first time,
Yeah.
I had like one of the best sleeps
Yeah.
that I had in a long time. I think I told you about that. Yeah. Um, it was really nice. I was like, whoa, is this is this what's coming? And yeah, that excited me a lot, which motivated me to keep doing the exercises and stuff
Yeah.
um, to the best of my ability. And yeah, then like my teeth, the roof of my mouth started like changing shape, which was weird. And then my teeth became way less sensitive. My nasal passage started opening up, um, which was really cool. This was all like before the surgery,
Yeah.
in like subtle ways. Things were already changing, which was really, really interesting. Um, I'm trying to think of some other stuff that happened around that time. Um, hmm. Anyways, the first like two or 3 weeks were like pretty. It was a surprise that that much was changing that
Yeah.
quickly. Um, and then I think maybe it plateaued a bit.
Yeah.
And then the surgery came. Um, that's where I felt a lot of the tension that I didn't even know was there because it's there for it's like permanently there. Um, I felt it like just as soon as they were cutting the stuff, which was um, magnificent. And yes, it's obviously it's slightly uncomfortable of having people in your mouth, just like I would say dentist visit
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Not fun. I don't know
Yeah.
about anyone else, but I don't love dentist visits. So yeah, it was a bit uncomfortable in that way, but I mean, there was a level of excitement for me um, that had been leading up, and you're a great encouragement for that. The excitement and the hope of like
Yeah.
what will happen when this is completed, and then after the surgery, uh, it was almost like the process restarted, but like accelerated, like the same changes as the first 5 weeks, but like accelerated and um, more profound or more intense. So the nasal cavity opened even further. My sleep after the first like week of like the soreness, my sleep was like really good. On like a frequently pretty good. Again, not it's not Disney princess like you said,
Yeah.
not quite Disney princess, but you know us mere mortals we have to deal with what we can get. And yeah, I found more so than I don't even remember a time when I've been able to have like frequent good sleeps in a row, which is like almost impossible to describe how different you can feel as a person
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you get sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems ridiculous saying it, but yeah, you don't even realize. And breathing, yeah, breathing, it feels much easier through my nose. Um, my tongue, it feels like, for me, I had the specific type, I think it's posterior tongue tie or something. Um, so for me, the back of the tongue, feels like it has the most like extra, like, whoa, this is cool. Um, so yeah, for me, there's like this almost feels like there's like extra space in the back of my throat, but
Yeah.
I guess yeah, I guess it's just the tongue can do stuff back there now, so
Yeah.
it can move, so it can go into spaces it couldn't before, so it feels like there's more to do back there.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, since you had so much nasal cavity and maxilla change, then
mhm.
that is right connected to the pharynx too. So you
Yeah,
you did get more pharyngeal space as well. So it feels like there's more space because everybody's happier, but you also do have more. So it's
yeah,
double
yeah,
win.
that's I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. And yeah, like with that type of stuff, I feel like if I purposely or even just not purposely, even if I'm just talking for like an hour at a time or something, or singing for a long period of time, when I put my tongue back at the roof of my mouth, it almost feels like it's like holding up the whole inner part of my face. Like I put my tongue back up there and everything just kind of goes like it even feels like it's like popping open again, like stretching in the morning, get some cracks.
Mhm.
So yeah, if I don't have my tongue up there for a period of time and then I put it back up there, it just feels like it's holding up this whole part of my face basically,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a really cool feeling as well. And yeah, it just feels like it stretches out the pharyngeal nasal area. It feels like this area around the ears like pops open. It feels like I can like breathe through my ears, which is that's probably not scientific. That's just that's a sensation.
No,
That's
I
just
don't think I'm that good, but yeah.
yeah, that's just a sensation. It feels like my ears are opening and air can just um yeah, just various things like that. The lips as well, just having stronger lips with the lip pops and all sorts of the lip
Yeah.
exercises. Having stronger lips, again, hard to describe how beneficial it is for enunciating and for reducing tension of other muscles.
Yeah.
That when the lips are too slow or weak to keep up, these other muscles try to grab or push or something. Um, and yeah, just really helpful to have lips that can keep up with. I mean, I talk a lot and pretty quickly, so it's nice to have lips that can keep up, which is good. And yeah, just these muscles, I didn't even realize how much these like bolus muscle or this type of thing for chewing, for keeping food, and for smiling, for all sorts of stuff. You can be more expressive with your facial.
Yeah.
Um, smiling feels really nice as well, though smiling always feels nice. I don't know if I could credit you entirely for that, but
No.
but, uh, but yeah, life is good. Life is good. I'm trying to think of some other stuff.
Yeah. Tell me about singing specifically. Like since you talked a little bit about stuff that changed for singing before the release and immediately
Mhm.
after. Is there anything else that's anything new or just more or anything you want to add about singing that's happened in like the past month or so?
I did notice, and my singing teacher noticed as well, after the surgery, I had more resonance, especially in my nasal passage, but like even just in the back of my mouth, just and my vowel sounds were crisper, which was nice. And I as in the last month or so since I last saw you, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the main things just from the tongue tie alone was resonance, um, probably just the relaxation of the tongue
Mhm.
at rest. I feel like my tongue before was just like always holding something, always like holding some type of tension. Um, so it feels like my tongue at rest is more like the starting point for singing is much more consistent and feels much nicer. And then unfortunately, if I sing too much, my habits come back in and make things very difficult. But yeah, the starting point is much nicer. The resonance is much nicer. Um, and yeah, I think I said to you after sometime after the surgery, my tongue just feels sleek. Like it feels like it's like it just lost a bunch of weight or something. Like
Yeah.
it feels really really fit, which is a great feeling. Um, and yeah, I'm slowly. It's only been a few months, like you said, but I'm already finding it hard to remember what it was like um, before I started this journey. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of a
Oh,
magical feeling.
yeah. Oh, amazing. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, I'm still on the journey. But yeah, myofunctional therapy was kind of the for me. It was like the catalyst that brought me like a ton of hope and motivation. Um, because it initially it felt like I have these issues that the world doesn't seem to understand, and I don't know how to fix them, and I'm just like going to be trapped forever with this tension and horrible feeling around my neck and my jaw, and um, I was in a bit of a despairing place, and then when I found you and your attitude about it so positive, I just was like, I just this is I wanted to cry. I was like, there's um, so much energy and hope that
Yeah.
I didn't have for so many months before that. Uh, so yeah, I can't even really describe the gratitude for helping me begin this journey. So thank you.
No, you're so welcome. It has been my absolute pleasure. And I was just thinking actually that I think our first ever conversation was via YouTube comments, wasn't it? I think
Um,
I think you left me a comment on
I
one of
might
my
have, I
lecture
might have
videos, and then we
just yeah, just a comment probably. Yeah,
yeah, and I think
yeah. Because I watched you had like two seminars or something,
mhm,
or symposiums or something like
mhm,
that. Um, and I just stumbled into them by accident. So I was, and then I didn't know anything about myofunctional therapy. So you're the only person I trusted really on the thing. I was like, I don't know who to trust, but she just said everything that sounds like I resonate with everything she said. Um, and then I was looking at other people like in my area or something, and I was just like, none of these people say they know anything about singing, and I don't know if I trust. I don't know. As a singer, I just always feel like there's things for like normal people and there's things for like singers where like
yeah, it does seem
some
like
people could
that.
get something that like works for like the average person, but if you're a singer, it might actually be like not good. They might not know what they're doing. They might actually mess you up or something. So I'm always a bit like paranoid about that. But the fact that you were a singer and you went through the whole process yourself
Yeah.
and you talked about all this stuff, and I just felt like I know it has to be. I think it has to be her. So yeah, it is very possible that that is how we
Yeah.
initiated. Um,
Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing again.